All right, what's going on, YouTube? Welcome to the Jim of All Trades channel. Glad you made it by. My name's Jim. I'm a crypto trader and a forex trader here to help you understand the market from an Elliott wave perspective. Sorry I didn't get a video out yesterday, guys. I was just super busy with the Discord, taking care of them, making sure in this volatile market we were doing all we needed to do to be ready for the move. So sorry about that, guys. It's always hard to come on after a big bull move like that when you've been so bearish, when one's been so bearish, but that's the way it goes, guys. That's the way trading goes. And I just want to use this time to remind you guys not to trade, not to trade based on my sentiment on Sunday nights, because the market changes. The market gives us extra information that we use to decide which way we're going to trade. And last night we saw a very bullish move coming. I didn't personally trade it. I fell asleep and didn't trade it this morning. Anyway, we saw it. We saw it coming. Didn't know how bullish it was going to be. I didn't think it would be that big, to be honest with you. It's a pretty big candle we got today. I thought it would break the top and saw it coming, but didn't think it was going to be that big. So anyway, please, as good as Elliott wave is, the limitation of Elliott wave is that we can only offer possibilities as to where price is going based on the wave structure. But we never know. And I say this every live and every move. We never know where the market's going to go. I never pretend to know. I just share my bias and what I think is going to happen. It's never intended to be financial advice or trading advice. With that said, let me give you some updates on what I'm seeing in the market, and just you guys can do with it what you will if it'll help you in the way you analyze the market. Now, right now, guys, with this current move, it is very, very, very hard to have a bearish count right now. Okay, in other words, all the bearish counts pretty much been. There's only one left on the table that's very, very, I guess I would say, unlikely. But I'm going to share it with you anyway. There's one bearish count that I can see on the table that is unlikely but is possible, and I want to at least warn you about the possibility of it. But that being said, the fact that we've crossed over this trend line here to the upside, and we have just impulse beyond it. Now, we haven't retested it. Most likely, we're going to get a retest of a range here. I'm going to show you where that's happened on the market at prior times as well, and you can kind of see what I'm talking about. But we should get a pullback here, probably come back down into this range before any bullish move. But I'll show you what to look for in the chart as well before the video's over for the next bullish move, and how you can go about thinking about trading it as well. So let's jump into the market here and see what's going on. All right, let me just show you the one bearish count that's left on the table, guys. Once we broke this high right here, all options for a WXY to the downside. So a three wave, and then a three wave, which is what I was calling for on Sunday night, is looking very plausible. We had the shape of a five-wave move here, shape of an ABC flat there. It really looked very good. And an Elliott wave account is only good until it gets invalidated. Okay, and that count got invalidated with the move this morning. Okay, so we can no longer really accept that this is going to be an ABC down with an ABC up, followed by a three wave down, which was my primary count up until today. Okay, so that's been invalidated. I have to now throw that away as a possibility. The only bearish count that we have right now that I can see, is a flat. Now, I don't like this count a lot, and I'll show you why in just a second. But a flat starts with three waves. It goes up, and the expanded flat will break the origin of the original wave, okay, and then come back down for a C wave, and it's counted as a 3-3-5. Okay, so this was an option that I talked about the other night, and I said it's possible. Let me show you the case for that, and I'll show you the case against that, and then I'll talk about the bullish count as we move further in the video. Okay, so the case for that, if we pull the retrace of the original wave down here, what you'll notice is that we've pulled back. We've pulled back right to the zone, this 1236 area, which is 56K. It's the zone where we expect an expanded flat to often come and extend. The second, so this is what we call the expanded pocket. Okay, anywhere between the 100% retrace and the 1276. It can even go to the 1618, but man, that's really extended. The second thing that that lends itself to possibly being this flat where we could come down in 5 waves pretty fast. The second argument, at least for it, is that we have another flat here with 5 waves to the upside. That is extended to the 2618, and the 2618 extension is confluent with that zone. It's like perfect right where we came to. So that's a possibility, but the same thing that makes that a possible plus side. Sorry about that, guys. I had something in my throat, and I had to pause the video for a second. Sorry about that. What makes that a plausible count there to the 2618 also makes it unlikely as well, because the 2618 is a rare flat. Flats rarely come to the 2618 extension, but lately, to be honest with you, to go back and forth on that, lately the market's been making flats that often go to the 2618. So we have a little bit of a discrepancy, as far as what the market's been doing lately, especially the Bitcoin market. Now, anyway, so in order for this to be a flat, it needs to be basically a 3-wave move. This B wave has to be a 3-wave move. It's come to the expanded pocket. We need to see this reject down fairly hard to the downside at a rate of 5 waves. We want to see 5 waves. Now, generally speaking, if that were to happen, if that were to play out, and again, I'm a believer less in this particular count right now, then we'd come down to the 42.5. That's the 1-to-1. A running flat would be my first area to be thinking about. But it could come all the way down in this corrective pocket to 34K. Now, I'm not inclined to this count, but nevertheless, it's still on the table. It really is still on the table, and we have to at least be aware of that possibility. Okay. Now, what that would be in my world then would be a 3-wave move to the downside that could be followed by another 3-wave to the upside with more down to come. Or it could be the end of a 3-wave move, which we then get very bullish, and we go. That's the moonboy count that follows that. Okay, we'll talk about the other moonboy count that I have in just a moment. Okay, so that's the only bearish count that I can see on the table left, guys, that makes any sense to me whatsoever. So we have this potential flat in play. Now, just to let you see a couple other flats so you can understand what a flat structure is, let me zoom into the smaller time frame, and I'll show you right in here where we had several flats where you can understand how the market moves and how flats work. Okay, so let's go to the maybe the 15-minute time frame might be a good place to go, and you can see a flat right in here. Flat is counted as a 335, where the second 3 often in an expanded flat, and that's a certain type of flat, the second 3-wave move comes beyond the origin of A. So that would be an A wave, and then you see we got a 3-wave move here that came above this wave. So that's B. Okay, so this would be A, and this is B, and then we came down in 5 for C. This was a little stop hunt right there. Anyway, but there's an A, B, C, and that let us know we were going to be going up for that move. Okay, so that would be an example of a flat. Let me show you where it came. It came a little higher, I think, than the expanded pocket usually comes. But you can see how we actually came to the 1618 on this particular one. And then we came down pretty impulsively in 5 waves down to the downside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves, and that finished. Okay, so that's an example of a flat. Let me show you another place where you have a flat. Right here, we had a flat kind of a correction right in here. See if I can draw that. Well, I'm trying, guys. There we go. This came to the 1618 extension, and we had a 3-wave move right there. Okay, so that would be an example of another flat in the market. We had one last night as well, right here, if you want to see it. And this is what let us know we had a bullish move coming. We had a 3-wave move to the downside. Okay, then we had a three-wave move to the upside. It came back 90%. Didn't exceed the top like many flats do. That's the expanded flat that exceeds the top. This is a regular flat. And this was followed then by a five-wave move back down to the downside. We had a 3, 3, 5. Okay, we were ready to take that too long. Now again, I fell asleep. I had an alarm set right in there. I fell asleep during here waiting for my entry, and I missed my entry, and I'm so sad that I missed it. But anyway, would have been a great trade. But some guys in the group caught it, and I was live last night charting that live for the group all night until I went to bed, and I left my chart running, and sure enough, that's what played out. So that being said, man, this wave was a lot taller, a lot higher than I expected, to be honest with you. I was looking for this thing to possibly end right about in here and give us a move to the downside. Well, we didn't get that for sure. We got another stop hunt to the high, liquidation candle and whatnot. So anyway, just to kind of show you what flats are and how flats act in the market. That's what we've got going on. The expanded flats are the hardest ones, especially this one when they break the high, because it looks like it's making a three-wave move that's breaking the high, right? And it looks like it's going up, but then they'll come out back down and they'll stop hunt you before they take it up. And that's the kind of flat that we're looking at on the macro, one like this. Okay, where the second three-wave move breaks the high and then it comes down in 5 waves after that. So that's the macro look that we're looking at here in the 4-hour chart. That's the idea behind this one, that we have 3 waves to the downside here, 3 waves to the upside, and now we could be starting a 5-wave move back down to the downside for a strong move. So that's on the table and still possible per Elliott wave. So I just want you guys to know that and be careful with it. I don't know that it's going to play, but now that you've been waiting, let's go through the moonboy count here and talk about the bullish count that might be on the table. So let's look at that. Let me go zoom out just a little bit more just to get some context here. All right, so one way we may look at this, and we've talked about this, there's different ways to look at this wave right here, but you can look at this as a 3-wave, you can look at it as a 5-wave. I go back and forth on it, to be honest with you. It just depends. But let's just say that this was a 3-wave move that finished, okay? That finished maybe like right here. Okay, if we say that this move finished right here, okay, then what we've got going on is some kind of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maybe. That 4 didn't break the 1. It's awful deep, kind of a 4, but still, maybe that's the count. Maybe that's an impulse wave that would be followed by a 3-wave move to the downside and then continuation. Moonboy count. Okay, I don't like that count a lot, but it's certainly possible. If we say that this C wave finished right here, then this is a really bullish count. It's crazy bullish count where you have a 1 and a 2, and now we're getting in the middle of the 3rd wave here. We're going to get a wave. We're going to 100K, guys, and that's basically what this wave is saying. If this is moonboy count, okay, so it gets us up here to 100K, no problem, with an extended 3rd wave. So, but however, this is at the end of a move here. We would expect some kind of a 3-wave pullback, and in just a minute I'm going to show you what that's going to look like on what that probably is going to look like on the chart and in the RSI. Give you some hints to look for so you can get in on this long. If this is going to go long, you can look for the signs that it might give you to go long if the market gives it to you. Now, it's not guaranteed, guys, and I'd be careful with the moonboy sentiment, okay, because there's a lot of shenanigan waves that can totally happen here. Excuse me one second, I've just got to clear my throat. Okay, thank you. So anyway, but this is the ultra moonboy count here. This is a count, guys, that could totally play out. But we would expect some kind of a retrace with continuation. We'd need 5 subwaves to happen in the 3rd wave. Okay, so there's going to be a pullback, guys. There will be a pullback. This is not the time to go all in. You need to wait for confirmation and wait for a pullback of 3 waves. So now let's finish the video, guys, as that's my primary moonboy count. we're either going to go down, so just to kind of look at this in perspective, we're either going to go down for a third wave here, okay, that'll be 3-wave correction, and then we go moonboy, okay. So this is a possibility that I'm sharing, that flat, okay, that's still possible and on the table. Another possibility is we get a larger 3-wave move. This was 5 waves. It's about finished. It may have a little bit more upside to go, but we're going to get a bigger 3-wave move down before we go up for a big wave like that. Okay. And then finally, it is possible. It is possible that all of this was a flat here, where this is the 4th and that's the 5th. And guys, the bearish count is kind of on the table still, potentially, but again, you'd have to call this a larger correction, and you'd have to call this a 4th wave. And I'm just really having a hard time doing that right now, for sure. So let me show you what to expect if you would want to see bullish continuation. Okay, bullish continuation. Let me show you what to expect. So as we go to the 1-hour chart, which is one of the best charts to watch bullish continuation, just to see what bullish continuation looks like on the chart. Whenever you have a large up move, and let's just go back to this large up move right there. That's a good place to go. What you'll notice is that the RSI gets oversold, okay, or overbought, I should say. It gets, when you get a big move like that, a big candle, you get overbought. Okay, now what this gave us was a 3-wave pullback to start, and so it gave us an initial move down in the RSI on the 1 hour. Okay, now these are tradable moves to the upside and to the downside. We trade those in our Discord, but you know, it doesn't mean we catch every one of them perfectly. We don't always know what's coming, and we trade what we can see. But nevertheless, these are tradable moves. Okay, so what you got here was a 3-wave move. But then it was followed by a 3-wave move up here, okay? And then it was finished by a 5-wave move. This was a flat, guys. This was a large flat, is all that was. Now, what you'll notice, and here's what I want you to pay attention to. What you'll notice is that the RSI came down and finally reset down here and got oversold, okay, on the hourly chart. All right, while price did not reset nearly as far comparatively to the previous peak. If you look at the previous peak and you draw a line to the bottom of that wave, what you'll notice is that it's a very steep to the upside. However, when the same peaks, when you compare those peaks, this is straight across, or even possibly straight across, pretty much. That's what we call exaggerated or hidden bullish divergence. Okay, it would mean that once you get a break of the structure to the upside, okay, when you get a break of that structure, you're going to get a move of continuation, okay, and that's exactly what we got here. We got a continuation move to the upside. So what are we looking for over here? Well, again, we've got a pretty straight up move. After straight up moves, guys, they just generally don't go straight up again. Sometimes what you'll get is you'll get a bit of a correction, and then you get it takes out the high a little bit, and then you get a dump. Okay, and that dump will often come back to this region here. It'll come back into even into this region right here. It'll dump that far, retrace, stop everybody out who was long from in this region. And then you'll get a continuation. And what the RSI will do during that time is you'll get an initial move down, divergence, and maybe the RSI will come all the way down here on the hourly chart. It'll only give you hidden bullish divergence. Okay, where the RSI comes down deeply, but price doesn't come down nearly as deep in comparison to the previous peaks. And so we'd be looking for the RSI to reset down here. You want to see the RSI on the hourly reset down here with what we call hidden bullish divergence. Okay. And then what we do is we look for a break of structure. We look for a break of RSI structure to go to the upside. Okay. So prime example of a break of RSI structure, it would be right here. We draw a line right here on the top of this wave. This was coming down. We draw a line on top of it there. As soon as it breaks to the upside, that's a break of structure. That's a break of the RSI structure. So that's an example of that. And then you've got the bullish move to the upside. Now, this came and got overbought right here. And now we've come back up here, and we are lower than this. We're creating a lower high. There is divergence in the 1 hour chart. Okay, there is divergence on the 1 hour chart. Now, whether that stays or not, time will tell. But there is divergence here, signifying a potential move is going to be coming back to the downside. We know that there's going to be a correction back down to the downside. Even though they may come back and try to hit the high one more time, they may still do that. But guys, most likely we're going to get a correction, even if the correction is in the correction, it creates a higher high like before. It's going to eventually bring the RSI down here to this region. This is your entry. This is the place you want to be looking for to go long if this becomes a three-wave correction rather than a straight down move. Now, if you start getting a straight down move that takes out that low, okay, that's going to be very bearish. Now you might still get pullbacks along the way, but that's going to be very bearish, and that's going to be looking like that flat. Okay, so if we get a move that comes straight down and it kind of takes that low out, then that's going to be a bearish move for that 5 waves that I was sharing before as a 3, 3, 5 potential. Okay, so that's pretty much what you're looking for. You want to know, is this correcting in a corrective manner, 3 waves, where the RSI is coming and resetting down here, but price is not resetting and giving us the hidden bullish divergence, or is price impulsing to the downside very rapidly? Okay, if it's impulsing to the downside very rapidly, then you have a strong potential for an A, B, and a C. Okay, well, I hope these thoughts help you guys. Like I said, we don't know what the market's going to do, but I've shared with you some basic ideas of what the market could do and giving you some ideas to think about. I don't want to make the video any longer than it already is. So with that said, guys, I hope you have a great day. Please have a risk management system as you trade. Make sure you have an entry system that keeps you out of in low risk, high reward trade setups with very small margin and small leverage, so you're trading well and you're not putting yourself up for liquidations. So with that said, y'all have a great day. Thanks for stopping by. Bye-bye.